Hello everyone, hope you guys are doing well. So we will be continuing with Swift. Today we will be starting with SwiftUI. So let's begin. So there are different types of views in SwiftUI. First is the primitive view, that is basically a visual element. Then is a container view or layout view. Basically it will help to organize the view. Then we have control views. This is basically interactive elements. Then we have something for navigation. Then we will be do styling view for appearance. Now before we do that, now let's recap. Like, remember, SwiftUI is declarative in nature. In declarative layout, the layout will appear as they are like they are declared. There is no heavy lifting. However, in imperative layout, the browser does the heavy lifting because and are explicitly defining how layout should be laid with respect to each other. So in declarative way, browser will do some kind of heavy lifting. Remember, SwiftUI is declarative in nature, so the way we declare the layout, it will appear it in the same way. There won't be any there won't be any uplifting or anything done by the browser. Now then, one more thing is, like, what are the advantages of SwiftUI? It's declarative syntax, automatic layout adjustments. For example, state changes. We have something called as re-rendering. We'll see what that happens. Now, so UI elements in Swift, there are two types. One is views, and basically the modifiers. So views are basically the major elements, and then on which we will be studying, and then we will be applying some properties to our extensions by chaining it to get like a specific type of view that we want. Okay, now, so the first things first, we'll be starting out with container view. So now in container view, so like what we have is, we have three containers. One is HStack, then is first VStack, HStack, and ZStack. So let's like see a little bit more about what these, like, why do we need containers in why do we have container view? What's the goal of this? So the container view is basically is to extrapolate, manage collections of views. So what he's saying is, like, oh, so container view is basically, so we are going to manage, encapsulate and manage a collection of fields or child elements. So the main job of the container view is to manage / encapsulate child view or elements. So as we said, like, there are three main views, like three main container views. So we'll see. Let's open the storm here only. So okay, let's get rid of these things, and then let's Okay, is this here? No, it's here. Let's get rid of this. So the first thing we are going to do is VStack. Remember, this is a struct. So then, and like it is going to lay out the view. So we need something to be present inside. Like it should return a. If you go to the definition of VStack, it's okay. It doesn't say. This is VStack, and then if you see, it's going to return a view that is a closure. So then we need to return some views inside. So VStack, and then let's have the closure, and then return text. So this is text view one, and then this is so now that's this is either it's I haven't named it properly. So now let's just refresh and see what's happening. Yeah, it takes some time for the first. Okay, so what is going to happen is all the elements are going to layer. So why does VStack, as you can see, it's putting all the elements in the center. So okay, okay, so there is this property by default, it will center the children along the vertical. So let's see access in iOS. So like from where does the access start and how it is. So say now is the mobile screen divided into access. So if you go here, so when you are holding the mobile in iOS, so this is how the layout is. This is Apple Docs. Let's scroll down. Okay, so now this is since we are doing let's first see like what are the different regions where we can, what is the different regions of a mobile. Okay, so like there are two possible ways. So first is when let's see how the screen is. So first is when it is vertical. So vertical is a straight line, right? This is vertical, I guess. So let's I need to draw. Now so like we cannot place the elements from directly from here to here. There is some space left from each side. So suppose this is the space from here. So here this is some space, this is some space. So now this is the safe region, or region where we can put our content. This is the margin, the one shaded with orange. So let's put this both. This is margin. Now let's go when phone is horizontal. By it I mean when it is when the screen is horizontal. So now again, like the entire region is not available. There are certain regions which are marked as there are certain regions which is marked as which is safe region, and then certain region which is, so here this portion, like this is the margin, and then this is where we can place, this is the safe region. However, this can be ignored. We can put your elements in the, you can change it, you can change this behavior using code. Okay, now when we start so mostly our development will be in the safe area. Now then this is about watchovers, and this is different sizes of, so like where is 0, 0 look. Now see, in both ways we'll be dividing the phone into two accesses. Yes, this is what I wanted. This is an, okay, so now in vertical space, if you see, this is how the phone will be divided, and it will have two accesses. So let's, so we have two accesses. So I say screen is divided into two axes. So this is, so this is positive x, this is positive y-axis, this is negative x-axis and negative y-axis. Now coordinates is this location is 0, 0. So ideally I would say, can I get this out? So what I can do is just remove. Since this is 0, 0.0, this is where our x and y are going to intersect. So this is positive side. So then this is positive x. This is positive y. And if you go this side, it's going to be, but that won't happen. Okay. And now, so then now the first container that we're seeing is VStack. Okay. Let's have this thing go on from it. And let's put this here. Okay, now first point about VStack. First point is elements are by default centered along vertical axis. Okay. So when you start stacking elements, they will be centered vertically or horizontally. Okay, here if you're noticing that because VStack centers its children along the horizontal axis, that means you specify a different alignment. The child will be placed in the center of the stack horizontally. By horizontal is saying it's center. So by default the elements in the VStack are aligned based on vertical and horizontal alignment you provide. By default VStack arranges its child views as vertical alignment is along the Y. The elements are stacked. Okay, so these are going to get stacked on top of each other. But then if I remove this, so is this horizontally centered? So this is horizontally centered, not vertically centered. So if you have HStack, then the exact opposite should happen. So I have HStack, and then I have parentheses, and then same. Control set. Switch Windows. Okay, just let's get rid of this. Let's add text and then Just I just to copy here and do paste. So then if I refresh this, this one do it. This is let's just do it. Okay, so let's get rid of this vertical one. Okay, so this HStack will center it along the vertical axis, I believe. Okay. Now you can modify. Okay, by now how much will be the by default VStack arranges the child views vertically and centers them along the horizontal axis. Here's a breakdown of this behavior. So this is my, if this point is 0, 0, this is somewhat the horizontal center. So it will start from this horizontal center. Okay, customizing the alignment. Now this we can change this behavior as well. Okay, now size of VStack. Now the size of VStack. Now see, it automatically sizes itself based on the height of its content. Since it's stacking views vertically, the width of the VStack is determined by the alignment and the. And there are two factors that influence the size. One is VStack. Sorry, there are two factors that influence the size of the VStack: content height, alignment, spacing. Oh, I haven't changed the default, so let's see. No. Size of, okay, let's see. Now VStack will have two properties, right? This will have a height and it will have a width. Okay, so now height is equal to, I can say, height of the content. Sorry, the total. So it will be total. The total height of child views inside the total height of child views inside the VStack. Then the other properties is total height. Width is determined by alignment. So then width is determined by. So this is controlled alignment. So the alignment of the VStack determines how the child views are positioned horizontally. This can affect the width of the VStack's children wide if they don't shrink to fit within the parent view. See, by default, what is the width by default of? So the default width is determined by the largest child view, content horizontally, and the layout of its VStack itself does not set the width property. It sizes itself to fit the widest child view it contains. If the child views inside the VStack are flexible widths, then the VStack's width will automatically adjust. If the VStack is inside a container that has a width constraint, such as a parent view with a fixed width, the VStack will be sized to fit the width available in its. Okay, so there are 3 possible leasing. So let's see the width. So by default, it's by default it will be size of content Then second, if there is any, okay, if VStack is a child and parent has constraints, VStack will be sized to occupy remaining space. Now alignment and width. The default alignment is center, which means if the child views are smaller, then the available width, they are centered horizontally by the widest. So it is or by widest, like, or the width is by widest child. So let's see. Now the widest child is this, right? The height of the VStack will depend on the number of child views. So how many? So it's growing vertically, but then it will have something horizontally as well. So let's see. If I do background color gray on this, actually you will get the exact how big this is. This is background. Then I do dot color dot gray. So you come, this is color dot gray. This will give me the exact type color as November gray. How it's possible. Color dot gray VStack. It's GRAY. So remember, this is the maximum bit on the maximum. It's doing auto enlarging. Okay, and determined by the widest child view. Then it's the child views inside the VStacks are narrower than the available width. Okay, so what if the child views inside the VStacks are, now this is, I haven't yet controlled the size and width, so it's by default if we are not controlling the size. Okay, now let's see how about, there is something called as placing. Now if I want to place elements horizontally, this is placing vertical, so it's coming centering horizontally. But if you want to place it vertically, what if you want to change the axis and have it horizontal? Okay, so now let's get rid of the text. Let's see how it's getting placed. So when we have HStack, so this is the, so how does HStack place elements? Okay, in SwiftUI, HStack is to arrange the child view horizontally, meaning from left to right. The placement inside the HStacks can be controlled. Okay, the default behavior, let's see how default it is. By default, HStack arranges its child horizontally from left to right with the children aligned along the. So if I don't have anything, then it will be centered. So this is vertical centering, like it's centered from this axis. So by vertical centering, he means is y, right? Y axis centering. Yeah, so remember, this is centered along this, and it's not horizontally centered yet. So vertical center would be somewhere here. And what if I have, and by default the V will center it along this. I have a stack, I have a text, and then under high. So this is horizontally centered. This is starting from the horizontal center of the screen. Okay, what is the horizontal center of iPhone 16? Horizontal center of iPhone 16. Okay, now we'll see later on what's overlay and right now remember this is coming before, high is coming before, is because it's run top to bottom. If I have this, so then what it will do is this will be the vertical center, although this should have been at the okay, what if we have HStack and then VStack? So HStack window vertical center, and since VStack is after that, we need center that as well. So I have an HStack first, it will align on the x-axis. If you send the element to the center, the elements will be aligned. Okay, the VStack will arrange the child views vertically along the y-axis. So this is the y-axis. So y-axis, however, VStack begins from horizontal center, like the first element will be placed from horizontal center. Vertically along y-axis and aligns with them on parent containers. How is default position? VStack default, or like how does it start? The VStack will arrange its children vertically. Any child view no, this is, will it be sent? Will it be horizontally centered? By default, a VStack will not be horizontal, but the default element of VStack is to align its children to the leading edge. What is this? VStack itself will be as wide as the content. Oh, let's see. There is something. The center. Say, I don't know how to center it. To center about the VStack. Okay, when initial, no, I don't want to center. But instead it centers the content inside the VStack. Okay. Now, VStack will not horizontally, will not be unless explicitly make. So, but why are elements well defined placed from center? If you see, the elements started from center. It aligns its children to the leading edge. This means that the child views inside the VStack are stacked vertically, but they will know. Otherwise, see, it started from the center of the screen, not from the top. I want to check why it's happening that. To be said, no, I'm not changing the alignment. Let's see. Why does the position start from center? Which type of HStack? This is in positioning UI not from the center, only exclusive center. However, if I'm using that element start from center, it's because of how the frame alignment and layout. So by default, the first element will be placed and it will start from the center always. Why? Will appear at the we feel that the VStack element is stacking from the center, even though they technically shouldn't be. It could be because parent container. If the VStack is inside a parent container as a fixed size, like geometry. No, I haven't used any modifiers yet. That's good. Let's see. Swift you start something. Necessary. So why is this at the center? It's not adding it. No. I guess it's something by default. It doesn't some of the page, however, no scroll. No, this is bad. I'm not centering the view. Or to. So I mean. So whenever you create a view, it will always start at the center. I mean, this is hello world. So why is this hello world coming at the center though? And if I have a text view, it will start. It will be there at the center. It's just something by default or. Even when we have a simple text, it will start from center. The element is, I understand. Why does a simple text appear to be considered? Positioning depends upon its continuous. It's probably how its parent is configured. How to check the parent view? If I have a single view, then it's saying back. Now what is leading? But why does the elements start printing? The parent container is set to fill the screen. No, so by default, what's the right now? Is this not? If I come here, see, it's only this much. How much is the content? But it starts printing, creating from here. It was a different behavior of its parent container. The stack is filling the available space and centering its. But then, if you see how much the. So if I do apply a background to this, so I say not background. This is color. Let's make this as pink. You see, this is the width is as that much. How much of the content? Or it's is by default. It's doing it from center. I don't know. This layers. Single view, but in the preview it is at the center. Why? You know, saying SwiftUI is a default parent container. Okay, it's by default it's going to center. There is something when you create a SwiftUI and private, SwiftUI automatically wraps your view instance where it was inside. The previous single view of SwiftUI often uses a parent container to hold your view. The default container might apply environment of positioning behavior that make appear the view. So yeah, I just have this in SwiftUI automatically wraps the text inside a container like VStack or ZStack. This wrapping container contains the content. One common parent container used for previous ZStack which enters the children by default. You just add a text when your body and preview Swift. Why am I using ZStack? And this causes the content to be centered both horizontally and vertically. But in if it's so how to move content to 0, 0, if I want to move if you have the text, but there is no container here, so that point is not a that is not a good answer. Let's see if we have something else. It follows the element pair of its parent container. If there is no parent container, okay, so got it. If there is no parent container, then okay, if there is no parent container, when you have a single view like text in the body of a view and you don't explicitly wrap, Swift will use a default container to displace and often results in view being centered. If you don't have the Swift view implicitly, it creates a container behind the scenes. It will center it both vertically and if you provide a parent container, SwiftUI will implicitly add one for you. In most cases, this results in centered content during the preview process. This behavior is helpful. Okay, with the actual layout. Okay, with a single view SwiftUI often adds. What happens when you explicitly set the parent? So then this is okay. So elements are by default center. So then in VStack elements by default centered along the x on the vertical axis. Is this true? Is it correct noting that in a VStack are centered on the vertical axis by default, but with some important nuances. Vertical axis, the elements in the VStack from top to bottom by default, they are not centered vertically in the VStack. Horizontal axis by default, the items in the VStack are leading aligned. Either the fact when a VStack is used in a container like ZStack, center if it is related to the pair of the parent container or the frame modifiers. Then no, so this is wrong, right? And I can see this. So I see elements are arranged top to bottom. I can say that. And here elements are left to right. So like what if parent container does not have like what if there is no alignment set the parent container? What if we do that? There is no align the parent container, the default, and okay, inside the VStack views are arranged leading edge. But what does he mean by leading edge? Let's do a image representation. Let's see what it does. Okay. VStack with no alignment. This is the scenario when you have a VStack. You don't use content is stacked vertically, horizontally it is left and then leading alignment. Text is top align default. With left aligned behavior. The size. So why does it create this error? Okay, so this inside the container he's talking about. This is how it will be positioned inside. Why this VStack coming down? Okay, VStack with no alignment. This is HStack will be centered in the label space by default. Is this I'm talking about elements inside the VStack? VStack will be centered in the available set. No, there's no such tag here. But then I only okay VStack inside is if please. Okay, this is HStack. If VStack with no element and no frame modifier. Content is stacked vertically top to bottom. Horizontally it is left align leading alignment by default. Yeah, this is I got the point that content is stacked. Then why is the VStack coming? Is the VStack container starting from the center? Why is it position? Why is the container in the center? When you use a container, the parent container may appear to start. This is due to the default behavior of SwiftUI when rendering view inside. Oh, okay. Now, what is happening is, since there is no alignment applied, so is it when you use a container like VStack, the parent container may appear to start from the center or be centered. This is due to the default behavior of Swift when rendering a view inside, or when there is no explicit. Okay, so when we don't explicitly mention alignment, it will create a VStack in the center. Is that what he's saying? Keep in mind, when you create a VStack, the container itself depends upon the parent container it's in. Okay, so depend. Okay, by default. Okay. If the VStack is placed inside a parent container like ZStack, geometry radar, or full screen. What is this? Full screen container. No, what is this? It may appear because how the parent container is managing. What is a full screen container? A full screen container. VStack stacks it up to bottom. So this is inside the VStack, right? I said. Let's have this. It's a full screen container that fills the entire available space of the screen, either horizontally or vertically. One way is to give a geometry reader. Okay. Other operates directly outside max with max. So is in practice no let modifier. Okay, if you don't specify the parent containers or layout modifiers, the VStack stacks is children from top to bottom left aligned. No. When you this is because in many cases the preview automatically wraps your view inside a container that centers the content. Might explicitly wrap VStack, which leads to the apparent centering. SwiftUI often centers the view in the view to give you a better visual representation. It gives you a helpful default where it looks really centered, but it doesn't mean that VStack is inherently centered by the default. It simply means The preview environment lays out the content. So this preview is what is going to lay out the content, but then when it lays out, what it does is it is going to center it. So the content view is centering the VStack when VStack has no online. Yes, in certain scenarios, content view or any parent controller can appear decentering when, however, this is due to the parent view is structured. Parents use influence on events. If you have use position or alignment and often influenced by its parent container. In the experiment, alignment is set on the child, the parent container decides. Okay, when you create a VStack, you don't specify an alignment, the VStack does not center instant. Horizontally, VStack aligns the children. Okay. VStack position related to its parent container depends on the layout of the parent. If the VStack is inside a container that fills the screen, it may appear to be centered because the parent container is handling the layout. For example, with the parent okay, so when I have a single VStack, what is happening is it's kind of taking the alignment. Okay, so when we have a single VStack, are we centering it based on the parent? Is it something with respect to the parent? Yes, when we single VStack, the position of the VStack related to its parent container. If you don't explicitly decide its placement will influence the parent container's behavior. The default behavior, the explicit parent container is not constrained. It will behave like a regular stack. It will take as much as space needed to fit the content. The stack will be placed. No. Okay, for this example, I have this stack. If the stack has no explicit parent container, is not constrained. It will behave like a regular stack. The stack text are stacked from top to bottom. The default element is leading. Content will be aligned to the left. There is no explicitly frame or parent container. The VStack will take as much as space as needed to fit its content. In this case, the VStack itself. Now, yes, that is with respect to ZStack. If you don't constrain the VStack size, no, but it's starting from the center, right? This is in the ZStack. No. Explicit centering. To explicitly center the VStack, we'll typically use that alignment. It will stack its content vertically and leading aligned. Consider the ways. So the full screen container is centering the way. Like a geometry, the VStack may appear centered. No, like I only have a VStack. Like I only have this. If you only have this, then how is the position? By default, sorry. The VStack will stack at mass vertical pace needed to its content. The final position of VStack. The VStack will so what is the root element? There should be some root element, right? The root element is the topmost container within the hierarchy. Okay. So yeah, the root element is VStack. I say, then I say, what if the root, no, why is the preview beginning from center in the, why does it always, okay, when you create a SwiftUI, oh, let's see what's the default. The VStack is the root, there's no explanation, and then the children. However, the preview canvas will try to center this preview. Even why is that? If you okay, so it's the preview that is happening. Although, but the preview provider, or if not, the preview canvas automatically centers the content in the center so that oh, so it is the preview provider that does it. Although it shouldn't be, yeah. So how to change its default behavior? In SwiftUI, the preview canvas is with the preview automatically centers the content to make it visually balanced and easier to inspect. Okay. Just give me